What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. Super Bowl 55 did not disappoint. I told you guys to go Tampa Bay. I went with my gut, and it paid off. I just had that feeling. I understand Kansas City was the hotter team overall. Yes, they were sloppy. They're one of the most sloppiest championship teams we've ever seen in NFL history. What I mean by that is they're doing dumb penalties in the Super Bowl. Let's rewind the clocks back to 2018 when Tom Brady went into Kansas City. Actually, Tom Brady threw an interception. The pass was to Gronk. I believe it got tipped, and Kansas City ended up picking it off, right? But the play was called back because of the offsides call. It's just these little things that start to add up for Kansas City, and it really added up in the Super Bowl. But what really I want to give a props to, yes, a lot of people are saying Tom Brady deserves it all. No, not Tom Brady. Actually, Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to come up with this game plan against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, and what they did, he deserves most of the credit, is Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator. I mean, unreal. What a coach, what a play. I mean, it just started with the coaching staff and it worked all the way down. Yes, Tom Brady came in and he said, you know what? I'm taking this organization into a 7-9 team, into a winning championship team. And that's what Tom Brady did. And that's why I believe ultimately Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Hence, I said greatest quarterback. And a lot of people are saying, is Tom Brady the greatest of all time of all sports? I want to jump to that conclusion just yet. Okay, we have to understand Michael Jordan went to 6 NBA Finals and never lost. Okay, and I get it. Tom Brady's been to 10 Super Bowls and he's won 7 out of the 10, lost 3. But it's really hard to compare. Is he better than Jordan? No, I wouldn't say that. Yes, he has more rings. He has one more ring than Jordan. But the way Jordan did it it's something that it's never going to be forgotten, dude. I mean, 6-0 in NBA Finals, never seen a Game 7. I mean, we never seen a Michael Jordan like that, ever. But I will say, Michael Jordan and Tom Brady, they have one thing in common, and that's to win in that clutch gene. They always want to take the shot. Tom Brady wants the game-winning drive. Michael Jordan wants the game-winning shot. They love that. And to me, what a game plan for the Super Bowl. 56 was the over-under in this game. I told you guys to go with the over. I thought for sure this was going to be in the 30s, both teams at least. Maybe even in the 40s. But look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, they shut them down. And I think ultimately the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense should get way more credit. Absolutely. I mean, defense wins championships. It always has and it always will. I mean, you led Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, the Red Hot Chiefs, to 9 points. To 9 points, 3 field goals. I could not believe it. Didn't even score a touchdown. And a lot of people a lot of experts would have said, you know what, Cap? Well, you think they're really not going to score? Everybody would have said to their mother that Kansas City's going to score touchdowns after touchdowns. Tyreek Hill here, Travis Kelce here, but it just snowballed effect. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, they were able to put pressure on Mahomes and really force Mahomes out of his comfort zone. That's really was the difference maker. And Tom Brady, he played a great game. Tom Brady, 3 touchdowns this game, over 200 yards passing. And a lot of people would have given him crap. Look, no interceptions. On the flip side, Patrick Mahomes, he had 2 picks. And to me, it's one of them things where I'm not going to blame the offensive line for Kansas City. I get it. They were missing about 3 starters. But look, dude, there's no excuse. This is the last game of the season. This is the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs, you guys were the defending Super Bowl champions until Tom Brady and the Buccaneers said no. And it's crazy. And all the players who scored touchdowns for the Bucs, they were all not on this team back in 2019. They were not on the team. We have to hats off to Antonio Brown, Gronkowski. Gronk scored the first 2 touchdowns, then AB, then Fournette. I mean, dude, these guys, they all need to sign these guys in the offseason. Yes, Tampa Bay, they need Fournette. They need Antonio Brown. They need, obviously, Brady. He's got another year. Gronkowski, those guys. Even Shaq on the defensive end. Pierre, White. They need to sign these guys. I'm telling you what, dude, Tampa Bay, if they do it right, they can have a similar team coming back and add a couple more pieces as well to this. Because a lot of people, you have to understand, they're going to Tom Brady, okay? Tom Brady, dude, it's Tom Brady, dude. 7-time Super Bowl winning champion, dude. I mean, dude, he was in the last of the back in the draft, dude. You can't make this up. This is great, but speaking of Antonio Brown, I mean his career's been up and down, right? From the man cover to the best receiver in the league, then he got in some trouble. We know what happened to Antonio Brown, but I think ultimately Tom Brady is saving Antonio Brown. No doubt about it. He saved his career. I do believe that because if it wasn't for Tom Brady, where would Antonio Brown be right now? You know, what team would he be on? So to me, I think Tom Brady has a good relationship with Antonio Brown, and he realized, look, Antonio Brown's got all the talent in the world. You know, one of the most talented receivers in the game of all time. Really? I mean, Antonio Brown's so gifted out of Central Michigan and Mac School. Crazy, right? But Tom Brady recognized that and said, you know what, we're going to bring Antonio Brown in, just like they did back in 2019 in New England. And then things that hit the fan for Antonio Brown, it seemed like Antonio Brown was really going to lose his grip of his career. But I think Tom Brady really helped his leadership skills. And that's what Tom Brady brings to the table. Leadership, winning mentality. We are going to win. We are going to win a Super Bowl. And that's what they did. I mean, Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. There's no question about it. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. There's no debate. There's no more debate. And before this game led up to Super Bowl 55, you know, people were saying, you know what, Patrick Mahomes, Cap, is the baby GOAT. He's going to win about 6 or 7 rings. Well, you know, right now, Patrick Mahomes has one. Russell Wilson has one. Aaron Rodgers has one. Drew Brees has one. So, you know, you guys can say what you want. Talk is cheap. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl champions, okay? Super Bowl rings. Like, dude, we can't make this up. You know, and the list of quarterbacks keeps going on and on. You know, we can understand it, even easily say, you know what, Tom Brady could be 10-0 in Super Bowls. He really can. Obviously, against Philadelphia, I mean, the defense put up, 41 points? Brady put up 33 and still lost? I mean, look, Brady put up 31 this game, and he won. Clear. So to me, I feel like Bill Belichick lost the Philly game, and then we go back to the Giants twice. The first time in 07, to me, it was just one of them Eli Manning moments. That play we'll never forget. It's just insane to me. The helmet catch, all that. But to me, it boils down to Tom Brady and his mind. Just training his mind, TB12 method. Look, dude, people hate on Brady all they want. He's got a model wife. He lives a great life, right? That's what we see. So to me, it's just like, you know, a lot of people can say what they want about Brady and say he sucks, he's not that good, he's overhyped. You know, he's got the clutch in him, though. We can't deny that. He's got the clutch in him. He does. He wants to win games, dude. He does. He's just the greatest, man. He is, and he brought that winning mentality. But moving forward, what's going to happen? Can we see a rematch? Absolutely. We can see Kansas City, Tampa Bay rematch this time next year. No doubt about it. Very possible. I mean, if Tampa Bay does what they need to do during this offseason, sign their key players, key defensive players, key offensive players, and yes, Tampa Bay can easily repeat this year. I'm telling you what, just like the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James, they can repeat. They can do these things, dude. They're champions. They can do that. You know, Tom Brady's been down this road many times. So to me, it's just like, wow. You know, and like I was saying earlier, there were a lot of big bets. Like I was telling you about Jim, the mattress store owner, put $3.4 million on the Bucks. He ended up cashing that out. And then we had some late picks in Vegas. A guy put $1 million on Tampa money line, and he won. You know, so a lot of big time bets were thrown on the Bucks. To whereas most of the population, about 75% of them, went Kansas City. They said, you know what? Kansas City's got the game in the bag. And I said, hold up. Punt the brakes before this game starts. We have Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion. He's been in these games. He's been in these situations. He's been in 3rd and longs where he has to get it. So I wasn't worried about that. What I was worried about is how the defense was going to play. And look, Todd Bowles, he had a defensive mind. You know, really. You know, Arians, what did Arians do besides sit on the sideline, dude? Seriously, it was, I don't think any head coach could have won him the Super Bowl, right, that game? You know, I just feel like the defensive schemes that the Bucs were throwing at Kansas City, and the whole thing was like, you know, Tampa Bay only blitzed about 5 to 10 times this whole game. They got pressure on them, only blitzing 4. That was the difference maker. And that's what separates the Super Bowl champions from the non-champions, dude. It's getting pressure on them. Now, Patrick Mahomes, moving forward for Kansas City, what's next for them? You know, it's going to be a long offseason. I'm not really worried about Patrick Mahomes. I believe something's wrong with his toe. I don't think he was 100%. No doubt about it. But Patrick Mahomes came out and said, look, this will motivate me for the rest of my career. Moving forward, this loss is going to motivate me, and I believe that. Will Patrick Mahomes become another champion? Absolutely. I do think Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is the future of the NFL. Young guys like him. I even think Lamar Jackson has a shot in Baltimore to win it. I really do. Josh Allen with the Bucs. There's just so much young talent now in the NFL where it's like anything's possible now. We're going to start to see teams that we never would have thought would be good. Maybe Jacksonville's going to be good with Urban Meyer this year coming into the 2021 season. Just a lot of big question marks, a lot of big moves. For my Indianapolis Colts, it's going to be a big time year yet again. We need a quarterback, no doubt about it. But for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, look, it's just beefing up the offensive line for Patrick Mahomes, maybe adding a couple pieces. But really, I do believe Kansas City needs to worry about their defense and their secondary, adding better players there, adding better players to the special teams. I'm not worried about Kansas City's offense. I'm worried about their defense. And in this offseason, in the draft, they need to go out their defense. That's what Kansas City needs. Now for Tom in Tampa, look, dude, you guys are sitting nice. What I would do from the get-go is sign Leonard Fournette. I feel like he's a great running back. Jacksonville gave up him. He's from LSU. He had a great career at LSU. Even in high school, he was a beast. I think Tampa Bay needs to sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal here for Fournette. I think he's an X factor. I think if Fournette was in the game the whole game, I think he would have had 2 rushing touchdowns instead of 1. It was 7-3. And Tampa Bay was on the 1 yard line and they got stopped and they ran it with Jones, I believe. And Fournette should have been the one running the ball. Fournette's more of a I'm going to truck you, okay? Or I could juke you as well. But on the 1 yard line, I think you got to give it to Fournette. I think Arians understands the mistake he's made. But moving forward, Fournette in goal line situations, you need him in there. No doubt about it. So to sign him. And then Antonio Brown. I do believe Antonio Brown needs to be signed to the Bucs yet again. He needs Tom Brady. He needs Tom Brady's leadership. He needs his leadership to help him and to really guide him. Kind of like a mentor. I feel like everybody in life needs a mentor, right? They do. Somebody to look up to, and I think Antonio Brown does that to Tom Brady, and I think Tom Brady's really opened up some eyes, and I think really Antonio Brown's looked in the mirror and said, look, I'm not the man who I used to be. Okay, I'm not the man out of the league right now. I'm not the man my life is going downward on a spiral. No. Antonio Brown, he's got his shit together now. He's a Super Bowl champion, and shouts out to Tom Brady for helping Antonio Brown. But I think the Bucs need to sign Antonio Brown to maybe a 2 or 3 year deal here. I think that'd be great for Antonio Brown to really get focused in. So I think that's what they should do. Now on the flip side for Tampa Bay's defense, sign Pierre again. You need him on the defensive line. Shaq. You need White, those young linebackers. You need that. You need that and add a couple more pieces during the draft. But Tampa, dude, they're going to be back, dude. Tom Brady even said, I'm coming back. They're going to be back. So, to me, yes, their division's tough. Drew Brees, I do believe, will be back. But the thing is, dealing with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, we have to understand Drew Brees' arm, it's thrown out. It's done. It's toasted. He can't even throw over 60 yards now. So, that's why Drew Brees said, you know what, instead of making $25 million a year, I'm going to drop down to the low and make $1 million a year and get some salary cap for the New Orleans Saints. And I'm proud of Drew Brees. Proud of my brother Drew Brees to do that, to say, you know what, I'm looking out for the organization here, not just my personal gain. So I'm going to lower the budget here and help you guys out. That's huge. And I think the Saints will be a huge threat. But like I said, this could be an easily repeat here. It really can for Tom Brady. Just like I said, dealing with LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Same thing. I think they can repeat NBA titles. I really think they can three-peat with LeBron there. They really can. It sounds pretty nuts, right? But they 100% they can. They can do it just like Tom Brady and the Bucs. They can back-to-back it. Who would have thought, dude? Tom Brady, in his 40s, winning Super Bowl champions. Winning Super Bowl dude, it's unheard of. It's really unheard of, but it's the greatness that we're seeing here. We're never going to get a Tom Brady. We're never going to get a LeBron James. We're never going to get a Michael Jordan again. We're never going to get these icon athletes that we see in our society, our generation today, where it's like, 20, 30 years down the road from now, they're not going to be here anymore. And they changed the game forever. Tom Brady, LeBron, they changed the way it's played, dude, and I love that. But, like I said, hats off to Todd, the defensive coordinator for the Bucs. Amazing game plan. Even Tyreek Hill had a quiet night. The fastest guy in the NFL had a quiet night. Crazy. Kelsey, yes, he had a couple drops. So did Tyree. Kelsey had a key drop. I think it was like 7-3, or maybe even 14-3, and he dropped not a wide open pass, but it was an out, and he just dropped it. And Kelsey doesn't just drop those. But Kelsey had a good game though. He had 10 receptions on 133 yards. Obviously did not get in the end zone. To me, Kansas City, they will be back for revenge. No doubt about it. Now, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady, he's 3-2 against Mahomes now. It's crazy, dude. Tom Brady, he's a 5-time Super Bowl MVP now with 7 rings. I mean, he joins Robert Horry. If you guys remember Robert Horry, yes, he was a 3-point specialist for the Los Angeles Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, dude, 7 rings? It's crazy, dude. It is, to me, this is beyond it's like kind of like a fairy tale, right? Tom Brady's in his late 40s, getting old, and it's like, dude, he's got to retire soon. Brett Favre was in his late 30s looking bad. And Tom Brady's still continuing to get better. It's just like fine wine. You get better over time, dude. It really is. But my predictions for this year in 2021 NFL season, look, dude, obviously the Colts, they need to go out their quarterback, no doubt about it. They should have done that years ago when they released Peyton Manning instead of getting, trash-ass Andrew Luck. Crazy, right? But I think that's what they need to do. But this offseason is going to be big. But I think, honestly, though, if you guys were to throw a lot of money right now on the Super Bowl champions of 2022, 100%, you got to go Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. You got to. Repeat. It makes sense, dude. It really does. And I believe the last team to repeat was the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s. So to me, it's possible, and I cannot wait, baby. What an NFL season, baby. Hats off to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, baby. Let's go!